Did we know that we're lying about the drugs? Of course we did. That's Ehrlich and President Nixon, domestic policy chief. This is the Southern strategy. We're talking about mass incarceration in your prison industry. Mass incarceration, era 4. All right? That's Governor Westmore. That's 2023. All right? That's Governor Westmore. Operation Greylord. We're talking about the corruption in the courts behind the war on drugs. And Westmore got this information. N62528. That's about the war on drugs. I went to jail to end the war on drugs in 1986. That's Governor Westmore, Governor Larry Hogan, Adrian Jones, Bill Ferguson, Delegate Smith, Anthony Brown, Mayor Brandon Scott, Scott Shellenberger, Chief Mary Barbera, Judge Carrion, Judge Cox, Xavier Conway, and Judge Bell. Truth speaking to power. All right? I want a writ of certiorari. I want to go to the Supreme Court, or I want exoneration. That's Natasha Detig from the Public Defender's Office. That's Ivan Bates. That's the Department of Justice, Eric Barron. And that's Judge Carrion. We're talking about the dream team. We're going to keep the dream alive. That's Scott Swenson. All right? Commissioner Harrison gave me his card at the 45th District. At the 45th District meeting last Saturday. Y'all charged me with terrorism. I'm not a terrorist, I'm an activist. And I was making a movie about your courts and the corruption in your courts. Your judicial system. I gave you Harriet Tubman, I gave you Frederick Douglass, a courage, strength, and a legacy of freedom, all right? This toilet is a political statement, a focal point of freedom of speech, all right? That's what that toilet is. And I want a federal investigation. And these are the people that are being investigated. Like I told you, I was making a movie about Governor O'Malley. All right? 2014, can of whoop ass. So Attorney General Anthony Brown, you got to deal with this. You was a part of this. That's Nancy Jacobs. Like I said, a can of whoop ass. A motion to squash the subpoena. You use your courts to protect your corruption. And you use your media to protect your corruption. Black faces carrying out a white agenda of white supremacy. Mark Clark, Big Fat Morning Show. Never bite the hand that feeds you, and I feed Baltimore. Like I said, this is a motion to squash the subpoena. Witnesses for Governor O'Malley, former Governor Bob Ehrlich. Like I said, the money you make behind the prison industry, the money you make behind mass incarceration. All right, and these are the people: Jaquish Davis, Patricia Cook, James Hammond, Paul Weinblatt. I got all of y'all, and like I said, this is a movie about y'all. Malcolm Ruff, you getting ready to run for office. You're going to have to tell the truth. All right? All this is here. Mary Pat Clark, Jack Young, Bill Henry. The movie was about Baltimore and Baltimore's politics. Senator Pugh, Mayor Pugh. You feel me? Nathaniel McFadden, Barbara Mikulski, Eric Holder, Dutch Ruppersberger. It's about how you protect white supremacy. All right? The Legacy Museum. From enslavement to mass incarceration. From enslavement to mass incarceration. And like I said, the Baltimore Sun got this. Get Shorty. 2000 and what? 2006. From 2006 to 2023, I've been documenting Baltimore. I've been documenting Baltimore and the corruption in your courts. I've been documenting Baltimore, and these are your leaders that have been using their positions of power to block a federal investigation. You feel me? Using your positions of power to block a federal investigation. That's Eric Barron. That's Judge Carrion. City, county, state, and federal levels. And I'm putting your courts on trial. The gun task force, they came in my house and put guns in my head. They threatened my life. Like I said, that's the Baltimore Sun. That's Ed Mulatello. That's the Baltimore Sun. This is the Shorty program, and I gave it to the Baltimore Sun. Economic, political, and I gave you your politics. All right? I gave you your politics. Medical and environmental. About the murder and the death of our kids. You killing our kids out here. You killing them up and locking them up. And I gave you this in 2014. President Barack Obama, Lisa Madigan, Patrick Fitzgerald, Director of the FBI. I never got a trial. I never got a trial. And the media's been lying to you. This is me in 1981, territorial drug dispute. All right, territorial drug dispute. The things that y'all been going on. Y'all gave me a license to sell drugs from 1979 to 1991. I didn't go to jail for this. I got my guns and my drugs back. We talking about the courts, Public Accommodations Act, discrimination in public accommodations. Thurgood Marshall. Like I said, we're going to take this to court. Commode motion. We're going to do it again. I'm putting toilets all over the city. Got a problem with me? Lock me up. I never got a trial. That's February 2009. Motion for a public hearing. I never got it. That's Washington, D.C., 2007. That's my store on Falls Road, Davis versus Illinois. And y'all got to give me a trial. Legal notice. Brandon Scott got this. That's a legal notice. I never got a trial. You held me for 186 days illegally. You kidnapped me in Illinois and Maryland. That's Governor O'Malley, Governor Quinn. And that's a privacy act. All right, that's Ben Cardin's, Senator Ben Cardin's. And you got that 4-3-23. 4-3-23. You got that. I'm a whistleblower on the courts and the corruption in the courts. And Senator Ben Cardin's ain't opened his mouth. He had this from 2006 to 2023. Everything that Senator Ben Cardin's got, Benjamin Jealous, the NAACP, the ACLU. We're going to talk about the war on drugs, the war on black America. Like I said, I was making a movie, shorty documentary, and I showed you the role the media plays in this. And these are your public officials that participated in this. Mark Steiner, WEEA Radio, Marlon Mosby, Governor Hogan. I got y'all here, and we're going to go to a postal inspector and have y'all produce this material. That's 2009 from the White House, 1402 Lochner. I was kidnapped. President Obama asked for an investigation. Nobody never did it. You never did it. Barbara Mikulski never did it. Like I said, I own shorties. I own all parts of me, and the state owed me $250 million. The Underground Railroad. My store was paying for my activism. You feel me? Right here, whistleblowers, corruption in the Maryland courts, email requests, whistleblowers protection by the state office of the public defender. All right, and y'all got that. You got this too, U.S. codes. All right, misrepresentation of a felony. Whoever having knowledge of an actual commission of a felony cognizable by a court of law. That means that y'all been shielding this. Stephanie Smith is a lawyer. She ain't did nothing. Ivan Bates ain't did nothing. I'm a political prisoner living in exile in my own country. Mark Clark, Big Fat Morning Show, Fox 45. Y'all know about this and won't open your mouth. Racism don't work without black cooperation. I feed the city, never bite the hand that feeds you. So Westmore, you were the man, you got to put in the work. You got to answer that mail. That's legal mail. That's legal mail. Do blacks have rights in which white America respects? You the first black governor. This is a black issue. And that's me.